What's going on, y'all? It's another episode of Kings and Queens Keeping It 100. I'm Loke,
I'm Amanda.
and today we're going to talk about unlocking your future, which means the past held you back from a lot of things that you couldn't accomplish, you couldn't achieve. So you was actually blocking your blessings, blocking your future, blocking your life.
Hmm.
So you need to unblock those situations. And that's what we're talking about, unblocking your future. And today, my baby's going to get into her intro, her first part of the intro on her story. I told you we're going to be breaking it up into segments. So she's going to go with hers and then take you to those three segments, the beginning of it, the middle, and the end, which is right now, her future, which is now my future, which is now our future together. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. As y'all know, I'm Amanda. Um, the reason we named this, like he said, Unblocking Your Future, is because a lot of people, they they're scared to tell their story. They're scared to tell the things that they've been through, and that's part of your healing process. If you can't tell your story, you can't admit what happened, you can't admit your wrongs, you're never going to be able to get on with your future. And I'm sharing this with y'all, and it's pretty special because I've been in several rehabs. I was a director of a rehab in Lithonia, Georgia, but I never actually stood up and told people my whole story. Now, this is not going to be my whole story, but I'm going to give you the important points. I will not mention any names. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to exploit anybody or make them feel like I'm not going to say any names, okay? But I will say situations. I will refer to them as this man or this woman. Um, but first, what I'm going to talk about, I want y'all to pray for me, first of all, because, like I said, I've never told my story. Um, I have a long story to tell, but I'm not
praying
going to.
for you, baby.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I need. So, okay, I was born Amanda Hope Reese. Of course, everybody knows that. I was born in Floyd County. My mom, she gave birth to me at Redmond Hospital. Everybody knows that hospital. Um, I have two brothers, two older brothers. I was raised in a pretty good home. Uh, my mom was not an addict. My father was not an addict. Um, I One of my brothers, he used. He used quite often. But he's good now, and I love him so much. But I never really was around a lot of people that was in addiction. So to me, you don't necessarily have to grow up in it to fall into that. Okay, I'm gonna get that straight right now because uh, it is a disease, and some people say it's inherited. I don't know. I can't speak on that because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I don't give that kind of information out if I don't know. I just know what happened to me. So I grew up in the small town of Summerville, Georgia. I was a happy child. Um, I grew up in a very sheltered home. Pretty much. My mom, she was pretty strict. My dad, he was a little lenient on me. I was a daddy's girl. So I grew up in Summerville, and when I was 15, I was experimenting in drinking, and I was smoking weed with my friends because I thought it was cool and I was trying to impress everybody. But so I would come home sometimes drunk when I was like 14, and I'd go in the house and I'd be drunk, and my dad would be like, just look at me and shake his head, and my mom would be like, come on, get up, we're going to go get a drug test. We're going to take a drug test at the hospital. My dad, I want to call it save me in a way from that, but really he was enabling me because I felt like that, okay, I can get away with murder pretty much, and they're going to be okay with it. But my dad would say, no, no, DFAX is going to take her away from us if we go to the hospital. She's only 14. But yeah, I was running with a man that was older than me. He was probably about 8 years older than me at that time. And I was only 14, 15. We'll say 15. And I was running around pretty heavy, wild. And I ended up pregnant. I ended up pregnant when I was 15, almost about to be 16, with my first son. I married into a rich family, pretty wealthy family. I had a good life. There wasn't a lot of arguing at first, but throughout the marriage, it became pretty bad. I had my second son when I was 18, and he was a little booger. He weighed 10 pounds, 2 ounces. He was a big boy, but we got along pretty good till there at last. We at the last of our marriage, it got pretty tough. I wasn't in my addiction yet, but I was starting to drink, and I was drinking pretty heavy every night there at last. I got a divorce when I was 25, and from him, and that's whenever I met someone, and there was a lot of fussing and fighting going on in my first marriage, so I moved in with this person that I met. He was also a good bit older than me. He was in his addiction, but I didn't know it yet. I know when I was almost about to turn 26 years old, I was asleep, and me and my son was laying in the bed asleep, and I got a phone call, and it was my mom, and she said, Amanda, come to my house right now. Your dad is there, the first responders is working on him. So I jerked my son up, and we got in the car, and just as I was about almost 3 minutes from her house, I met the ambulance going toward Rome the other way. I quickly did a U-turn and tried to keep up with that ambulance, but that ambulance, it beat me to the hospital by I don't know how long. I couldn't keep up with it. I was trying. I was crying. I had my little son in there. He was asleep. My oldest son was actually at my mother's when this happened, so he witnessed this, and that's a very hard thing for him. I know it was very hard for him. So I get to the hospital, and I walk in the hospital, and they tell me there's a nurse that meets me, and she said they're in the family room. And I'm like, okay. And I knew it was bad. As soon as she told me that, I knew it was something really bad. So I met my family in the family room, and everybody was crying. And I was like, why is everybody crying, and why are we in here? And I'm sorry.
All right.
My mom, she told me, she said, Amanda, your dad is real sick. And he's probably not going to make it through this. So I hit my knees, and I was like, God, please bring my daddy out of this. And about 5 minutes later, the doctor came in, and he said, I'm sorry, we've tried everything, and we're trying a few more things. And I was like, really? You're trying a few more things? Why aren't you in there working on him right now? Actually, my father was already dead, and he just didn't have the heart to tell us. I know that's what it was. So he leaves out of the family room, and he stays in there with my dad for probably about 15 more minutes. And he rushed in there really fast. The doctor did. And he said, I'm so sorry. He said, we've tried everything. The doctor was out of breath. I know he'd been working on my father. He said, I'm sorry. He said, we've tried everything, and your dad he's gone. So immediately I rushed out of that family room trying to get back there to see him. And the nurse said, "No, you can't go back there." She said, he hasn't had any air since he left Somerville. So, I just turned around and I just picked my son up. I didn't talk to my mom. I didn't talk to nobody. Put him in the car and I went home. And I was pretty angry because I felt like that there was more they could do, but really, that I know they done all they could. And all the first responders, if you're watching, that did work on my father, thank you. And I know y'all did all you could. Okay, first of all, if I could talk to that doctor, I would love to apologize to him because I was real ugly to him. But I just wanted to get that part out of the way because that's what's going to be leading into my addiction when I talk to y'all tomorrow. Okay? And I want to end that part right now. I don't want to keep y'all guys too long, but I'm just leading y'all up and into where my addiction actually started. Where it actually really took place and I became addicted to my drug of choice. And I'll tell y'all more about that tomorrow. The reason I did want to get on here and talk about this is because if you don't get rid of that gunk and that trash that you've got in your heart, and you're able to really clear your mind and tell people you're sorry and admit what you did and own what you did and be able to unblock that roadblock that's got you stuck to where you can't go on with your future until you're rid of all that trash. So that's what I wanted. That's a quick little rundown on what really got me into my addiction. I'm going to talk to y'all more about everything tomorrow, and I'm sorry if I don't write anything down. I talk from my heart, and I pray for God to give me the words, and that's what I did today. And I'm very emotional about this, and I don't want y'all to get sad for me. I want y'all to be happy because I'm fixing myself to where I don't relapse in the future. Because if you do this and you clear all that trash out, and we want to get our stories out of the way, so that'll be enough talking about us. We want to talk about you. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear your stories. We want to have you on our show. But first, we got to clear the trash out, is what I'm saying. And I can't tell each and every one of y'all how blessed and happy I am that y'all are watching our show. And I want, if it only touches one person, that's a blessing to me. And Melvin too, because we talk about that a lot. We're on here to help y'all, okay? We're going to tell our stories. We're going to get our gunk out, get it all out of the way, so that we can talk to y'all. We want to know about y'all. I also want to tell y'all about an upcoming event that we have. I've posted it on Facebook, and I've also posted it on our Facebook page, Kings and Queens Keeping It 100. We've got a Facebook page now, okay? And I've sent a lot of invites, and I appreciate all of y'all for joining in and being part of that. That's a blessing for us. But it's going to be, our event is called Celebrating Life, because that's what we're doing. We're celebrating life. I celebrate life every day. We celebrate life every day. We try to do something that makes us feel good, something that makes us happy. This channel makes us feel good. This channel makes us happy. But anyway, I don't want to keep y'all too long, but I wanted to tell y'all it's called Celebrating Life. Everybody's invited. People that are addicted, people that are recovering, people that are in families with addicted, that are caretakers of people in addiction, anybody that's going through something, okay? Everybody's welcome. It's going to be Sunday the 13th at 5 p.m. at the Linwood Park up here in Lafayette, Georgia. It's a nice little park. It's got a nice little awning. Me and Melvin, we're going to provide the food. And I just want us all to sit around and give our stories and talk about things and just get, get some recovery. That's the main thing. But we're also going to eat and enjoy each other and have a good time. We're going to have a great time. Believe me, there's never a dull moment with this man. He's something else.
And oh yeah, look, I'm gonna say this again. When we're telling our stories and talking about situations, the names have been changed to protect the innocent. But whoever we name, believe me, we know them. It's a family member. It's a close friend, and we're only gonna be talking about good situations because that's what it is.
Yes.
But another but. If you feel that we are disrespecting, exposing you, or telling your business, we're not the ones doing that. We're talking about situations. If you act upon whatever and feel like we're directing bad things at you and we're telling our stories, we're telling our stories. And so we don't want to offend anyone.
No.
That's why we are saying we change the names. But those people know who they are. And we're not here to judge anything.
And we're not mad at you.
And we're not trying to put you in our stories like that. That's why we're not even mentioning you, because this is not about you. It's about me and my wife, our stories.
Yes.
But all these buts, we think we was in a strip club. Listen to me. If you feel like there's a problem, you already know what the gangster gonna tell you. Pull up. Pull up and let's talk about it.
Well,
but we ain't going that route. That's why I said.
No, that's the old me. That's the old us.
It is. I rebuke you. Satan. Back, partner. Back, partner. But get what? Pull up.
No, but
now, we love y'all, but look, like I said, we're not here to disrespect anybody, put anybody down. The past is the past, and that's what it is. Hopefully, those people that are in our thoughts and in our stories as miscellaneous names and what have you, I hope you're at that level that we're at.
Me too.
You know, it's over with. Unblock your future.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you gotta say?
That's all I got to say today. I don't want to keep everybody all night. We're just trying to, what do you call it? Uplift and motivate?
That's right. And look, from the king and the queen to our king and queens out there, we salute y'all. Have a blessed day.
Yes, one more thing. On our channel, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the comment section. Leave your comments. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear feedback. That's such a blessing. Yes. And also make sure if anything's bothering you, you can always hit that little message button. We got a Facebook page. You can message us that way, and we'll do what we can.
Might not respond right then, but just know that we will respond.
We will do what we can to help you. We love y'all. Good night.
Salute.